Welcome to my lair as I look at Paul S. Kemp's entry into the Old Republic novel series, Deceived. Going into this novel, there are some questions that I demand answers to. Is Lord Malgus the antagonist or the protagonist of this novel? Is it merely a sequel to Fatal Alliance? What is the relationship to the trailers? And, of course, is the novel's paltry length, far fewer than 300 pages, going to be a hindrance to this story? Find out the answers to these questions and more in today's episode of Spoiler Free. Act 1 of Deceived, predictably enough, covers the trailers. While this is an episode of spoiler free, so I can't exactly tell you the relationship to the trailers and where they fall in the timeline to one another, rest assured that the book definitely explains all of this to you. Splitting the story up into two parties, one on Coruscant and one on Alderaan. Hey! Wasn't there a trailer on Coruscant and a trailer on Alderaan? Deceived is one of those short novels where there is a plot, but the primary focus is on the characters and how they grow and develop. The big attraction, of course, is Darth Malgus from the Deceived trailer and from the cover. He has a very compelling Sith story. Picture Revenge of the Sith, except with a sympathetic main character told from the eyes of the Sith. He also has a huge surprise involved in the ending of his story. After Darth Malgus, we have Aran Lanier, a human Jedi Knight who is apprenticed to Master Ven Zalo, slain by Darth Malgus in the Deceived trailer. She goes through her own story arc, a true Jedi trial that will have most Star Wars fans clamoring to see the end of. As a Sith, I can say I'm not too displeased by much of its course myself. Just to prove we're not above Jet Nebula territory, we have Zirid Kor, also known as Z-Man, pilot of the Fat Man. Yeah, get over it. He's the Han Solo character in this story, with just enough unique touches that make him stand out as a separate character, while also keeping him almost identical to the character he attempts to imitate. For our supporting cast, we have Elena the Twi'lek, Darth Malgus' servant and lover, and Varath Shizor. Each of these have their own skills, their own role in the story. Primarily, though, they act as supporting characters for the other stories. Oh, and they have one other similarity as well. Guess you gotta get to the end of the book to find out that one. So what is Deceived in a nutshell? Deceived is the Brian Daley Han Solo adventures, but with Sith. Like the Han Solo adventures, Deceived is a short enough book where what feels like it should be the rising action is actually the climax of the novel, leaving you wanting to know more about the characters and see more of their actions as they work toward resolving their personal plots. However, thanks to the epilogues, except for the case of one character, there's really no loose ends that need to be tied up. Everybody's story arc comes to a conclusion. They live, well, I can't tell you if it's happily ever after or not, and as a Sith, I don't believe in happily ever after. But they do leave the conflict that is inherent in the novel, like I said, except for one character. Read this book if you enjoy Star Wars, but don't need a novel that you can sit and read for the span of several weeks. Also, if you're of the faint of heart, don't read about Sith.